I'm Lance McAvoy. I'm the Utility Director for the City of Fort Smith, Arkansas. I've been with the city, believe it or not, 25 years. My first day with the city was April 1st, 1996, and yes, it's not lost on me that that is April Fool's Day. I'm not originally from Arkansas. I was born in Peoria, Illinois, lived there for about 8 years and moved to Greenville, Mississippi. Was there about 18 months, and then my family moved to Crawfordsville, Indiana. Freshman year of high school, we moved to the Fort Smith region. I actually lived in Rudy and graduated from Alma, Arkansas in 1987. Go Airedales. After graduating from high school, I went to Russellville, where I attended Arkansas Tech University and earned a bachelor's degree in chemistry. After graduating college, did a 6-week contract project that allowed me to explore the environmental field. I got a job working at a local laboratory. It was a consulting firm that did environmental consulting to run environmental tests. Was there about a year, and I accepted the job as a lab supervisor for another consulting firm, but this was in Russellville. They had different equipment, different customers. I was able to not only glean information, hone my skills, but also mature in a professional manner. I hold a Class 4 wastewater license, advanced industrial wastewater license, the Grade 4 water treatment license, and the Grade 4 water distribution license. Received NASCO for pipe, lateral, and manhole assessment. I've also been recognized by my peers throughout the years for numerous awards, which is very humbling when you know your work is being noticed by others, not just those that you work with, but those around the state. I've also worked with the Arkansas Environmental Training Academy, which is housed at SAU Tech in Camden, where I've served as an adjunct faculty member teaching water and wastewater license courses. Back in 1996, when I came to the city, I actually came to run the environmental lab. It was really kind of an interesting transition because I'd been with the city 21 days when the tornado came and wiped out the laboratory. So here I am, new job, back in Fort Smith, and the laboratory I'm supposed to work for and work in and run is gone. But there was a silver lining to that. We had the opportunity to replace the old equipment with new state-of-the-art equipment. Additionally, government agencies, FEMA, state, wanted us to move the laboratory from P Street to a more secure location. So we looked at building an actual lab facility at Kelly Highway. Our laboratory actually rivaled that of some of the state laboratories. We are certified through the health department as kind of a backup for bacteriological testing of the drinking water. And then we also received certification for environmental samples, wastewater, through the Arkansas Division of Environmental Quality. And we're really the first laboratory that I know of, municipal lab, that did that. In 2012, I was promoted to environmental manager. I went from being over just the laboratory to now I'm over pretreatment and watershed management. And pretreatment I knew something about because of my consulting lab days and working in the laboratory, but watershed management was kind of a new experience for me, a growth area. Working with staff though, we accomplished something that really was kind of unheard of. We worked together with the Arkansas National Resource Commission to write 2 different watershed management plans. And they're not just watershed management, but they're watershed management and source water protection plans. One for Lee Creek, one for Lake Fort Smith. And they work together to protect the water supply from future contaminations. Normally when you write a watershed management plan, it's to clean up a watershed, one that's already impacted by pollution. We were actually able to get it written and accepted in a way that it protects our already clean drinking water supply. In 2015, the city entered into a consent decree. The entire utility department underwent an evaluation to determine what type of personnel and organizational structure we needed. I went ahead and applied for the Deputy Director of Operations. And in November of 2015, after interviewing for the position, I was again promoted over environmental, which has lab, pretreatment, soon to be fats, oils, and grease, or FOG, and watershed. Now I have the treatment plants and stationary equipment or vertical maintenance, so plant maintenance, pump station maintenance, things of that nature. A lot of time for growth, learning what to do and what not to do, working with consulting firms, administration, regulators. During that time, we also had an influx or turnover, if you will, of utility directors. In 2019, in September, I was appointed the interim utility director. I went ahead and applied for the full-time position, and I kind of like to think that I had a 4-month interview process, and in December of 2019, I was hired as the utility director. I run and oversee the largest department within the city of Fort Smith. I have 6 direct reports, but there are over 300 indirect, and I take that responsibility very seriously. 4 divisions: the business administration section, operations, which I've kind of already mentioned, our systems team, which deals with the pipes in the ground, and then engineering, and they're the ones that deliver projects. In addition to that, we have programs such as customer service, analytics, logistics, mentioned environmental, wastewater treatment, water treatment, sewer line maintenance, water line maintenance, building maintenance. I mean, the list kind of goes on and on. My job includes planning, whether it's daily planning, a 5-year strategic plan, 20-year capital improvement plan, budgets, reporting to administration on items they may need, as well as economic development and presenting items to the board of directors. There have been a lot of challenges. We've seen historic increases in sewer rates. It's important that we spend every dollar, every penny appropriately. The flood of 2019, we're still trying to get the infrastructure back up and going. 2020 and COVID and the worldwide pandemic. This year, 2021, we had the week of snow. Those are kind of the high-level challenges. I'm very, very proud of staff because we delivered constant, consistent, day in, day out water and wastewater service. You know, every day there's a challenge. The nice thing for me is a lot of the challenges that the department faces, I don't see. A lot of people will say, well, you've got this many people working for you. We work together. It's nice that I have a dependable staff. I'm not saying we're perfect. No one is. But we're getting there. Albert Einstein has several brilliant quotes, but one that I really, really love, and I have it hanging on my door: we cannot solve today's problems with the same type of thinking that created them in the first place. I feel that I bring a different look to the department, a look at how the department's run, the willingness to listen to those that are new and old, because together we can solve the problems. One thing that I really want to do, and I asked administration and our HR department when I took this position to help me do, is to change the culture. We have 5 values for the utility department: integrity, customer service, accountability, respect, and engagement. And if you take the first letter of each of those, it spells I care. It's important for me that everyone that works for the department cares about what they do. I care about the department. I care about my fellow coworkers. I care about the city. That's why I wanted to be the utility director. I believe I can make a difference, if nothing else, because I care. One thing that's really important to me is to grow every day. I joke with staff that it's important to learn something new every day, even if it's what never ever to do again. When you stop and you look at where you were and where you've gone to and how you got there, seeing the difference that you've made for the positive, that's important. And if you did something where it wasn't for the positive, being able to look at that and say, I need to change course and get back on course, that's important too. I'm 51. Been married 26 years. Met my wife in the macaroni and cheese aisle of a grocery store. True story. Best shopping trip I ever made. I have 2 daughters. Very proud of both of them. People ask what your best achievement is. The 2 of them. Don't have any grandkids, but I have grandcats and a grand dog. People ask what my hobbies and interests are, and if my wife is there, she laughs because I work a lot. But I do read, spend time with her. We'll go for drives and do left, right, or straight, which is a driving game. You come up to an intersection, person driving asks left, right, or straight. The passenger, first thing that comes to their mind, and that's the direction you go. Find some really interesting places to eat that way. I really do enjoy the people I work with. Fun, very knowledgeable, and passionate. I love to work with people that have passion. I have no plans on leaving Fort Smith. Kind of plan to work till I'm around 70, maybe retire. I don't know that I'll ever fully retire. I love to teach. Maybe go back to hunting and fishing. I haven't had a lot of time to do that in the last 2 decades with kids and job. Of course, spending time with family is so important. I don't know anybody that says, oh, I wish I could have worked one more day. They always, I wish I could have spent more time with family. Giving back to the community. Continue to learn. Continue to grow. It's really, really important to pass on our knowledge, our experience, and our guidance. I came to Fort Smith in 1996 on a 10-year plan. I was going to be here 10 years and move on. And here I am 25 years later. It's been a whirlwind to look back on it all. I really feel like I'm just getting started. Yeah, it's a new position, but it's also kind of a new department. It's new opportunities, new horizon. I still got 18 years left, just getting the ball rolling.